This is my sailing guide part 3 finale. First, I will talk about the notable milestones from 1 to 99 sailing, with tips and other strategies involved. Then I will share plans for how many boats you will have, my optimal plan with minimum best core parts and facilities upgrades, picks and configurations for each boat. And finally, pro tips for shipbuilding and facilities. This is my 1 to 99 sailing unlocks. Okay, at 1 sailing, you unlock the wooden base and basic cargo hold for Raft. At 12 sailing, you can do the quest Prying Times and access to drink crate charting. At 15 sailing, you can sail a skiff or continue with your Raft with 24 sailing upgrades later. You can have 2 boats at one time, take port tasks to and from Port Piscalerius, salvage small shipwrecks, and build a bronze salvaging hook. At 17 sailing, you unlock the Iron Helm for Raft. At 18 sailing, you can build an oak cargo hold with Construction 11. At 22 sailing, you can finally do the quest Current Affairs. You can access to sea current charting and build an iron keel with Construction 17. At 24 sailing, you unlock the oak mast and linen sails for Raft. You can also build an oak mast and linen sails with Construction 11. At 26 sailing, you can salvage fishermen's shipwrecks and encounter lost oak crates. At 27 sailing, this is your first upgrade for skiff. At 30 sailing, build a steel salvaging hook with Construction 18. This is the highest hook with 1 deck handiness, but you have to do salvaging yourself. It is optional if you intend to skip salvaging until 44 sailing for mithril salvaging hook on your skiff and recruit Jobless Gym at 40 sailing unboostable. At 29 sailing, this is your first upgrade for skiff to build a thick cargo hold with Construction 21. At 30 sailing, you can complete Barracuda trials at Temple Tantrum, but ideally you want to delay it until 52 sailing. You can also access to multi-port tasks and take port tasks to and from Port Kazakh. At 31 sailing, this is your first upgrade for skiff to build a thick skiff with 10 thick hull parts with Construction 23. This is for Barracuda trials. At 33 sailing, you can start building a keg with Construction 25. Ideally, you should delay it until 52 sailing. You can get Whirlpool Surprise after clearing the shark rank of Temple Tantrum, which grants a +2 invisible sailing boost and gives the crew a minimum of 2 deck handiness and 2 helmsmanship. It also temporarily boosts your cooking by 2 and sailing by 3, while draining agility by 2. The Whirlpool Surprise is great for constructing new boat parts and facilities, recruiting new crewmates and unlocking new sailing trainings with +3 to current sailing level. Bounty and career tasks and disembarking at a mooring point are not boostable with Whirlpool Surprise. You can also get Kraken Ink stock after completely charting 5 seas in both the Ardent Ocean and Unquiet Ocean. This increases the likelihood of ocean encounters by 4%. It is great for getting more GP, XP and loots while sailing. The third drink you can get is Cake of Paradance Bitter after completely charting 8 seas in the Western Ocean and 5 seas in the Shrouded Ocean. Paradance Bitter increases the max hit of ship cannons by 1. It also temporarily boosts sailing by 1, strength and range by 2 while draining magic by 2. Peril Dance Bitter is great for boat combat and bounty tasks. The fourth drink you can get is the Cake of Trawler's Trust. After completely charting 50 seas across all oceans, it grants a 5% chance for players to catch an extra fish while deep sea trawling. Trawler's Trust temporarily boosts sailing and fishing by 2 while draining attack by 2. It is great for deep sea trawling. The fifth drink you can get is the Cake of Horizon's Lure after completely charting 70 seas across all oceans. It increases sailing experience gained by 2.5% from all activities. It temporarily boosts sailing by 4 while draining thieving by 2. 78 sailing and 72 construction are effective requirements in order to build the Eternal Brazier to traverse and chart the entire Northern Sea. The Horizon's Lure is great for boosting the experience gain at the end of Barracuda trials runs and the experience gain from the Crystal Extractor. Using an empty beer glass on the cake fills the glass with Horizon's Lure. This does not drain the cake and can be used to get unlimited glasses of Horizon Lure. The boosted experience persists while gaining sailing experience off your boat if the cake was on the last boat you boarded. For example, sorting Savage on land will still give the boosted experience. At 35 ceiling, you unlock the ability to salvage Barracuda shipwrecks and to build an iron cannon with construction 28. At 36 ceiling, you can dock at Entrana, and this is the first upgrade for Skiff to build a thick mast and camber sails with construction 26 for Barracuda troughs. At 38 ceiling, you can dock at Civitas Ila Fortress. With the completion of Children of the Sun quest, you can take port tasks to and from Civitas Ila Fortress. You gain access to sea depth charting, and you can build a steel helm with construction 30. At 39 ceiling, this is your first upgrade for Skiff to build a steel keel with construction 32. It is however not immune to crystal flagged waters, so feel free to skip or build lower level keels. At 40 ceiling, take port tasks to and from Coastal Cove. You also unlock the mandatory upgrades for sloops and skiff to build an inoculation station with construction 37. You can finally recruit one crewmate and the ability to recruit Jobless Jim. At 42 sailing, you can dock at Tan Isles and at Chinchompa Island. You can build a salvaging station with construction 34 and also able to get schematic from Lockbox on Chinchompa Island and a small key from Pandemonium. At 44 sailing, you can dock at Sunset Coast with the completion of Children of the Sun quest. This is your second upgrade for Skiff to build a mithril salvaging hook with construction 30. This requires 2 deck handiness, Jobless Dream at 40 sailing or ex-Captain Sart at 50 sailing with the Tourist Trap quest completed. Sailing requirements are postable after Jobless Dream. At 45 sailing, you can start the quest Troubled Tortugan's quest, take port tasks to and from the Summer Shore. At 46 sailing, you can dock at Vatrashos Island and at Eldarin with the completion of Children of the Sun quest. You can take port tasks from and to Eldarin. This is the first upgrade for Sloop to build a mahogany cargo hold with construction 41. At 47 sailing, you can build a steel cannon with construction 39. At 50 sailing, you can sail a sloop and have 3 boats at the same time. You can take port tasks to and from Boat Knights, Outposts and Port Roberts. You unlock the ability to recruit ex-Captain Syed with the completion of Tourist Trap quest, along with Adventurer Ada, Osun, Zara, Spotter, Virginia and Select Jacob, who have minimum helmsmanship of 3 to pilot a sloop. You can build the ballistic attractor, which is important for sea combat, which requires schematic from talking with Eva in the secret room of Strainor Manor and the completion of Animal Magnetism and Pandemonium. At 52 sailing, this is your first upgrade for Sloop and Keith to build a mahogany mast and camber sails with construction 45 with partial storm resistance. An iron helm and oak mast are required to attempt the trial. Get 52 sailing upgrades and attempt Temple Tantrum again for Shark and Marine ranks to get Whirlpool Surprise. This is your time to do Temple Tantrum. You can also get Bonsun's Workbench schematic from Elder Relay and with the completion of Red Reef. At 53 sailing, you can salvage large shipwrecks. And this is your first upgrade for Skiff. Optional for Sloop, you can finally build a wind catcher with construction 47 for Barracuda Troughs, Gwyneth Glide. Best coupled with Crystal Extractor at 73 sailing and 67 construction. At 55 sailing, you can compete in the Barracuda Troughs at the Jubilee Jive. You have unlocked the maximum of 2 crewmates recruitment. You have the ability to recruit Adventure Ada, great for operating 2 steel cannons while attacking in bounty tasks. 1 privateering higher than Jobless Jim. Otherwise, feel free to skip as Jobless Jim carries 1 more career crates than Adventure Ada. This is your first upgrade for Sloop and Skiff to build a mithril helm with construction 47, which is required to sail in strong rapids in open oceans found throughout the Jubilee Jive. You unlock the future upgrade for Skiff or Sloop for career tasks to build a teleport focus with construction 49, which requires a magic stone for 975,000 GP each at Stonecutter Outpost or Keldegrim. Using the spell Summon Boat teleports the player's own boat with teleport focus to the mooring point where they are currently located. This spell can only be cast after completion of Pandemonium. At 76 sailing, you can use Summon Boat and teleport focus on boat to do career tasks in Lunar Isles. At level 84 sailing, you can store up to 5 career tasks at a time, which results in 120,000 to 145,000 sailing experience per hour. Make sure to build your Crystal Extractor on your boat. Start at the Lunar Owl spot. Check notice board for any of these round trip tasks and accept as many as you can. It's very unlikely all will be available. Travel to Raft spot. Check the notice board for any of these round trip tasks. Travel to your furthest cargo location, usually either Eldoran or Big Fin Point. Check the notice board at your starting port for any one-way tasks to fill any remaining task slots. Summon your boat to you and start making your way to ports. As you turn in cargo, try and get more tasks from the notice boards to maximize experience. Once your last cargo is turned in at Lunar Owls, go back to step 1. Here are some tips. If you have a crewmate piloting the ship, prepare cargo that you want to deposit as you are sailing to your destination so you can easily disembark. Only sail to Civitas Ila Fortes and Port Roberts if you have a one-way task to pick up there. If you are at a point in your journey where you need to fill up task slots, it's best to prioritize checking ports on your way to Lunar Owls like Port Roberts, Port Tyras and Raft rather than adding that extra distance for little experience. If you are full on tasks and sailing from Raft to Lunar Owls, you can sail through the Black Portal in the Gwyneth Light Trowel to get you closer to Lunar Owls. Recommended items are Crystal Extractor, Points, Root, Ring of Eros, Sailor's Amulet, Eldoran Teleport Method, Lunar Owls Teleport Method, Teleport Focus Facility and Runes for the Summon Boat spell. Now let's move on to 56 sailing. You can dock at Isles of Bones. You can have up to 4 port tasks at a time. You can build a rope trolling net with construction 45 and use a chunk station with construction 45. At 57 sailing, you gain access to weather pattern charting. This is the first upgrade for combat sloop to build 2 Mithril cannons with construction 50. This is optional if you are doing bounty tasks or Red Reef quests. Alright, what are your thoughts on Sailing Guide Part 3 and what are your favorite sloop setups? Share them in the comments below. Check out my ideas for more new sailing content, equipment. Please like if you enjoyed this video and subscribe for the elbows.